Hello good people. In this video we're going to take a bit of an inside look at the SiteGround hosting platform, specifically tailored around the domain that I've bought recently, spicesplate.com. I'll give you a little bit of a breakdown of each part of the dashboard, not really going into massive detail because you know what, there's lots of things in there you don't need. Ultimately, it's getting a feel for the things that it does deliver, such as the security and the emails, so you can get up and running in the shortest space of time possible. Join me in the video where we have a look inside. So looking at some of the internals here on SiteGround, it's very straightforward, it's easily laid out. It's a nice, comfortable dashboard to go through. You have the main options here of installing your WordPress if you haven't already done so, but it's simply a one-click installation and it's nice and easily done. I'll run briefly through the one that I've got, which is quite new. The file manager there, which gives you back-end access onto the server so you can see the file structure. That's important when we're going to drop in, say, tracking codes and things like that. You can just drop it into the root directory and bang, they will be available. Root directory is of your public HTML file. And you can see the standard WordPress architecture here, the WP admin, which is obviously for the password, WP content, which is everything from the media library, the themes and everything that runs under it. And then WP includes, which is all your JavaScript files, which is the structure and the functionality of WordPress itself. It's all there, it's all accessible. As long as you know what you're doing, you've got the tools to do the job. Likewise, then, you have an FTP, File Transfer Protocol account, which means that you can give someone else remote access to the back end of your server, but they haven't got complete control. They've got a reasonable amount of control. And that means that they haven't got to go onto the back end of your SiteGround, where they see all your other websites and, you know, not knowing what their intentions may be, you wouldn't want them to harm your accounts in any way, shape or form. Security then, obviously, as I mentioned, backups, they do this on a day-by-day basis. Very straightforward. You can see, having only uploaded this one recently, they've already included several backups there during July daily, and they've kind of, well, they're doing it at 11:47 a.m. But again, you can customize this, and that makes a big difference. But it's that peace of mind. It's automatically happening in the background. You're not thinking, did I need to set up the backups? No, it's done for you. Whereas I know you can go on some of the other platforms out there, you've got to set all that up, and that's hard work sometimes. Likewise, when it comes to security, SSL certificates, easy done. You have the obvious ones like the Let's Encrypt and the wildcards. The wildcards obviously tend to cost you money, but the Let's Encrypt is free, and I've already put that on there. And as you can see, if I just click onto SpicePlate, you'll see that it's coming back. We just spell it right. Cached it, and you can see the little lock symbol. There it is, bang, SSL certificate is already there. So yeah, we got a long journey to go on, but we're making sure the foundation is right, and that's the key part when you actually get started on any website. Do the housekeeping early on, and then you can forget about it because you know everything is rock solid. It's when you forget to do the housekeeping and you're not sure, well, did someone save the password and who's got access to it? Then, you know, that's how things fall apart. Likewise, then you can force your HTTPS. If you've got an old, or you've got a website that's got many HTTP, which is the SSL certificated permalinks, you can force them so they all become HTTPS. Doesn't roll off the tongue. And the rhyme and reason for that is sometimes when you crawl in, a lot of these sites out there these days, like GTmetrix that monitors the speed, will only crawl a HTTPS site. Same then with one or two of the Google assets as well. So it's a requirement these days. It's peace of mind for you, but also the person coming onto your website. There's many other different sides to it, but not as important. We've also got speed on there, caching. They do their own SG optimizer. To be honest, I don't use it. The rhyme and reason is I have a GPL account and I use WP Rocket, which is probably one of the best known caching plugins for WordPress. But likewise, if I'm running some of my affiliate sites, I'll put them on Ezoic through their name servers. They'll do the caching. They'll use a CDN as well, Content Delivery Network, and that speeds the site up massively. Okay. Again, yes, SiteGround also provide their own Cloudflare, and it's a basic one. They do give that for free, but again, I don't use it purely because the speed and what I pay for keep me under that sort of 3-second rule. I am more than happy with that. I do see lots and lots of people playing for the speed to get lower and lower and lower. I get it, But do I think it's as important as the user experience? No, I think there's a balance to be had. We'll talk about that in another video as we start developing out the spicesplate.com. But I think sometimes you've got to be careful you're not driven by the numbers and not the intent. Always remember, the intent is what the user came there for, and come for the speed of the website. It's important, but not that important. WordPress is there itself, easy to install. You can also do staging, which is a wonderful facility that SiteGround do. So if you've got a live site, but you need to change it in some way, you can duplicate it, do a staging version of it, change everything on that one. And then when you're happy with that, you simply just switch. And they do all the DNS switching for you. And that way, then you can go from a test site to the live site. And this is really important if you've got something, say, like an e-commerce site and there's day-by-day orders. It's finding the most appropriate time to do that switch without there being much downtime. Now, if you had to transfer DNS settings from one domain to another, normally that can take anywhere to 24 to 48 hours. That could be painful for some websites. Whereas if it can just take less than an hour, where it does mainly on these staging sites, that is a godsend. So it's peace of mind, more so if you're not doing it yourself and you've got a web developer, then you're talking the language that's going to make their life easier, but more importantly, they'll make your life easier too. Okay. Domains, obviously that keeps a list of your domains in there, which ones are active, whether you want to redirect them to another one, because you could run, like for me, I have Want SEO, but I have several other domains like SEO Swansea, Swansea SEO, and I repoint them to my main one. So that way then I could build out sister sites, or for want of a better word, a PBN, a private blog network. And that's drawing more audience in to the one website where I need to have that conversation. Many different aspects in there as well. Email you can add as well, which is great. I've done that on numerous sites. As you can see, it's in there. It's info@spicesplate.com. That took me all of 5 minutes to set up. Do I pay for that? No, it's included. That's another big caveat when you go into some of these hosting companies. Email, they would charge separate. On this particular one, they give me 512 megabyte, and I can scale that up because of the account I've got as well. So I've never paid for emails, any email account, probably for over 10 years. I just see that as people are misstrued that they have to pay something on a monthly reoccurring basis. You don't have to. Emails can become part of your domain name because they're just taking up a small part of the space on the server. As long as you do some housekeeping, prune the stuff away, don't let them get into, tens of thousands of emails, then you're going to be paying for it. Obviously, they can do forwarders. So if you've got a catch-all, you could do multiple emails from, Sarah at Want SEO, Claire at Want SEO, Scott at Want SEO, and they could all come back to just one email like info at Want SEO. So that way, then you can use it either to, for different purposes, but ultimately you're not looking in many places to find the information. It's all coming back into one. You could also do autoresponders and all that in there as well. Fantastic. They do an element of spam protection. And I've got to be honest, I've used my SiteGround email account through a webmail because I have a Reg 123. I have done for about 20 years, and it's flawless. I have to change the quota now and again, but by all accounts, I don't think I've ever really encountered any problems per se. My emails haven't gone down. I've never not had access to my email boxes, and it just ticks. Because you know what? This is the thing. Do the housekeeping, get it out of the way, and get on with the work. There's the result. But if you don't do your due diligence early enough, then it'll come and bite you in the ass. They do provide statistics and developments. I don't use those at all. There's no rhyme and reason. So that's just basically the guts of SiteGround. It is easy. It is quite straightforward. And it's a pleasure the way they've designed it now within this new sort of dashboard format as well, that it's easy to manage all my assets. I could take you back to my whole account, but there'd be too many domain names I wouldn't want other people seeing there. So it's just a case of using the spicesplate.com as my case study. See you soon.